Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast, the place where learning English is both fun and easy. I'm Sarah, and I'm so happy to be with you today.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark. It's fantastic to have you joining us. I hope you're all having a great day. I know Sarah and I are super excited about today's topic.
Absolutely, Mark. Today's episode is one that we get asked about all the time. It's all about talking about the future in English. It's something we do all the time, right? We talk about our plans, our goals, even our dreams for the future. And guess what? There are several ways to talk about it in English.
That's right. You've probably heard phrases like I will or I'm going to when people talk about their plans. But did you know there are other ways to express the future too? That's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Yes, Mark. Whether you're planning a trip, talking about your goals, or even predicting something, there's a variety of ways to talk about what's coming next. And in today's episode, we're going to make sure you understand when and how to use them.
So here's the thing. The future is not just about making promises with I will. There's so much more to it. You might be talking about a decision you just made, something you planned a while ago, or even just making a guess about what's going to happen. English has a few different ways to talk about the future, and we're going to dive into all of them today.
Exactly. It's all about knowing which future expression to use for different situations. Maybe you're wondering what's the difference between I will and I'm going to? Or how do we use present continuous for future events? We'll answer all of these questions in today's episode.
I know that learning how to talk about the future can sometimes feel tricky, but don't worry. We're here to guide you through it step by step. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to confidently talk about what's ahead, whether it's something planned, predicted, or just a promise.
But before we jump into the details, we've got a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying English Podcast and you want more fun lessons like this one, please hit that like button. It really helps us out.
And don't forget to subscribe. That way, you'll never miss an episode, and we'll keep bringing you fresh and exciting content to help you improve your English.
And hey, we want to hear from you. In the comments below, let us know. How do you usually talk about the future in English? Do you use will, going to, or maybe another way? Share your thoughts with us.
Yes. And if you know anyone else who's learning English, share this episode with them. The more, the merrier. And we really appreciate your support.
All right, Sarah, are you ready to talk about the future?
Absolutely. Let's get started, everyone.
All right, let's dive right in. Mark, I think the best place to start is with the most common way to talk about the future, using will.
Ah, yes, will is probably the first future tense most learners come across. So, when do we use it, Sarah?
Great question, Mark. We use will when we want to talk about a decision that we make at the moment of speaking, or for a promise, offer, or prediction about the future. Let's break it down with examples.
So, if I decide to do something right now, I could say something like, I will go to the store later today. It's a spontaneous decision, something that I'm deciding to do at the moment, right?
Exactly. And you can also use will to make promises, like, I will help you with your homework. It's a commitment, something you're guaranteeing to do.
Got it. So, if I'm making a prediction, I might say something like, I think it will rain tomorrow, right?
Yes, predictions are a big one with will. You're talking about what you believe will happen in the future. It's a safe choice when you're unsure, but you have an idea of what might happen.
Okay, so to sum up, will is for decisions made at the moment, promises, offers, and predictions. That's the first one.
Exactly. But wait, there's another super common way to talk about the future, and that's with going to. Now, this one is a bit different. We use going to when we've already decided something in advance, or when we're talking about something that is definitely going to happen.
Ah, that's interesting. So if I've already planned something, I would say, I'm going to watch a movie tonight, right?
Exactly. Going to is all about plans and intentions. You've thought about it, and it's already decided. It's a great way to talk about things you've planned or decided before the moment of speaking.
So I could also use going to for something that seems certain to happen. For example, look at those clouds. It's going to rain soon. It's something that's really likely to happen based on what we see or know.
Perfect, Mark. You're really getting the hang of this. So, in short, going to is for things we've planned or things that are almost certain to happen based on the present situation.
All right, I think I've got it. Will is for decisions in the moment, promises, offers, and predictions. And going to is for plans and things that are almost certain to happen. But Sarah, I've heard people also use the present continuous for future events. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. That's the third way to talk about the future. The present continuous is for planned events in the future that are more definite, usually with a specific time or date. For example, I'm meeting Sarah tomorrow afternoon. Or, we're having dinner at 7 p.m.
Ah, so this one is really for things that are already arranged, right?
Exactly. It's often used when something is scheduled or planned, and there's usually a time or place connected to the event. It's not just an intention or a vague prediction, it's a plan you've already set in motion.
Okay, so I might say, I'm flying to Paris next week because that's already scheduled, right?
Yes, exactly. You have a ticket, the flight is booked, and it's definitely happening. That's when you'd use the present continuous for future events.
So let's quickly recap these three ways to talk about the future. First, we have will for decisions made at the moment, promises, offers, and predictions. Second, we have going to for plans and things that are almost certain to happen. And third, we have the present continuous for things that are already arranged or scheduled.
That's right. And don't forget, we also have another way to talk about the future, which is using shall. It's a bit more formal and old-fashioned, but you might still hear it in more formal contexts. For example, I shall return your book tomorrow.
Interesting. So, shall is similar to will, but it's used in more formal situations, right?
Exactly. You'll hear it more in British English than in American English, but it's good to know about it. It's also used for offers or suggestions, like, shall we go to the park?
Ah, so in casual conversation, we're more likely to hear will, going to, or present continuous. Got it.
That's right. Now, there's one last thing we should mention, future perfect. It's used when we talk about something that will be completed by a certain point in the future. For example, by next year, I will have finished my studies. It's for actions that will be completed before another point in the future.
Whoa, that's a lot. But don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Just practice, and you'll get the hang of it.
Absolutely, Mark. The key to mastering future tenses is practice. Start by thinking about how you talk about your own future plans, and then try to use these structures. The more you use them, the more natural they will sound.
And remember, there's no rush. Start with will, then try going to, and as you feel more confident, move to the present continuous. You've got this.
Wow, Mark. It's amazing how many different ways there are to talk about the future in English, right?
Absolutely, Sarah. We've covered a lot today. We talked about using will for spontaneous decisions, promises, offers, and predictions. We also explored going to for plans and things that are almost certain to happen. And of course, we looked at how the present continuous is great for things that are already arranged or scheduled.
Exactly. And let's not forget shall. Even though it's not as commonly used in daily conversation, it's still a nice structure to know for more formal contexts or suggestions.
Right, shall is a bit more formal, but it can add a nice touch to your English in certain situations. But for everyday conversations, will, going to, and present continuous will cover almost everything.
And this is where practice comes in. The more you use these structures in your daily conversations, the more natural they'll feel. So even if you're a bit unsure at first, don't worry. It's normal to make mistakes.
Exactly. Making mistakes is a crucial part of the learning process. The important thing is to try, speak, and correct yourself over time. The more you use will, going to, and present continuous, the more comfortable you'll feel expressing your ideas and future plans.
Speaking of future plans, Mark, what do you have coming up next week? Let's put everything we learned into practice.
Haha, great idea. Next week, I am going to visit my parents. That's something I've already planned. So I'd say, I am going to visit my parents next week.
That's awesome. And as for me, I am going to go on a trip to the mountains. But if I were to talk about it spontaneously, I could say, I will go on a trip to the mountains next week.
Yes, exactly. You see, Sarah, we're using different structures to express future ideas, but both are correct depending on the situation. And that's the key, knowing when to use each structure.
Exactly, Mark. And now that you know how to talk about the future in English, it's your turn to practice. We've covered a lot of examples today, but this is just the beginning.
That's right. Don't just listen passively. Take a moment to think about your own future plans, your dreams, and your predictions, and try to express them using these structures.
And remember, English, like any language, is all about practice. So, find opportunities to speak, write, and even think in English to reinforce what you've learned today.
Yes. And if you're still a bit unsure about some of the structures, that's totally fine. Keep re-listening to this episode, and over time, it'll all become easier. Talking about the future will feel as natural as talking about the present.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode and found it useful for improving your understanding of future tenses. We love reading your comments and seeing how you apply what you're learning.
Exactly. And for anyone listening, if you have questions or want more examples, leave us a comment. We'll be happy to help.
Oh, and before we go, don't forget to subscribe to English Podcast and hit that like button if you found this episode helpful. It really helps us create more great content for you.
And share this episode with your friends who are learning English. The more, the merrier.
Thanks again for listening to English Podcast. It's been a pleasure talking to you about the future. We hope that now you feel more confident using these different structures.
Yes, the future is in your hands. In English. All right. See you next time.
See you soon, everyone. And remember, the future is now.